Renewable sources are going to be crucial in the energy transition. That sounds like an awfully straightforward and simple thing to say, but renewable technologies or renewable sources require a long-term underpin to manage the enormous demand we have for energy across the globe. And I think one of the things that we have to acknowledge is that whilst we increase the deployment of wind, of solar, of hydro, and ultimately of nuclear, these things in the short run are just covering incremental global energy demand. In other words, as global energy demand increases, the increase, albeit exponential in some cases, of renewable sources is just covering the increase in demand. So it's important to recognize that we need a long-term hydrocarbon plan, and by that I really mean a natural gas plan, to underpin the deployments, the installation of new renewable sources and existing renewable sources, and together natural gas partnered with renewable sources can make an orderly transition from where we are today to many decades from now, when we're seeking to be much more carbon efficient. It's important to recognize again that incremental steps are important. Incremental steps will allow us to get to the place we need to get to. Trying to take too many steps at once has a risk of failure. And by that I mean we have to look for things that will incrementally reduce the long-term carbon efficiency or carbon output, and incrementally get to the goal we need to reach. And part of that is in the hydrocarbon system. Part of that is replacing coal with natural gas, assuming, of course, that in natural gas and in LNG, we are able to be competitive as much as we can with locally sourced coal in many markets, which is ultimately our competition. Look, we all know that in 2022, the world burnt more coal than it ever has done in any year preceding. We have a real challenge to reduce coal, but we can do that by acknowledging the partnership between extremely high efficient solar, extremely and increasingly efficient wind, particularly offshore wind, the use of as much hydro as possible. And now, frankly, the real game changer for all of us will be nuclear. Now, there's a public acceptability around nuclear. It's not something people like to talk about. It's not something people want to imagine will be built anywhere near where they live and work. But ultimately, the true renewable source, for the planet has got to be nuclear. And I think the sooner we engage in that conversation meaningfully, I think the better it will be. The sooner we get to the outcome we need. Now, there are plenty of technologies under development within the nuclear space, and all of these will be crucial, not least of all small scale, where again we're finding an incremental solution to part of a local demand or regional demand. So again, all of these things coming together are what will in totality provide the solution to the energy transition that we all seek and want, and of course is so necessary.